Decepticons are attacking our launch cycle. Where's Prime?
He's on Cybertron. It's up to you, Ultra Magnus.
Autobots, transform and mount up!
When Ultra Magnus rolls into action, he takes on the Decepticons like no one else can.
Meet Ultra Magnus. As car carrier, he can transport 4 Autobots into battle. But once there, he transforms into my powerful Autobot commander.
Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Rev up those capitalist engines in the wake of the death of your most treasured hero. This Christmas, tell your parents you want the new Autobot Supreme Commander, Ultra Magnus. Remember how maybe you could cram a couple Autobots in the trailer of Optimus Prime? Well, now you can cram 4 in the back of Ultra Magnus. Actually, let's give that a shot. Well, here I've got 6 of my minimalist Transformers balancing on top, so that's pretty cool. But as for full-size guys, you can pretty much just get 1 on there. Let's go for 2. You can get 1 on there. Let's investigate some of the details of this vehicle mode, shall we? We have here a truck with a missile antenna array thingy plugged on top, and you can just set that aside for now if you don't like the way it looks. Here's your white truck. It's got a turning axis for the trailer on here. Some smokestacks. You can barely see the little green lights because the bumper kind of covers them up. And as for the trailer, it's got 4 wheels on it, just like the truck only has 4 wheels on it. And we'll peg the truck back on, and it's got a very narrow turning axis, but it does have a turning axis, and all the wheels are level, so it rolls very, very well on the back. It's got this gray bumper, just like the big boy toy. Unfortunately, on the inside, there's a bunch of junk kind of taking up all this space in here, so you can't really fit a car in here. Like I showed you, you can only really put them across the top. For size comparisons in vehicle mode, here he is next to a minifigure. Earlier, I showed you this array with a pair of antennas or missiles or whatever you want to pretend it is, and how that pops off the cab. Well, here is the gun. The robot mode gun forms the center of the bumper. To transform them the rest of the way, we'll pop these sections up, and they have a number of joints near where the cab connects that kind of help move it out of the way, but the connection is honestly pretty fragile. We'll fold these bits down, and those become the feet. We'll stand them up, and the cab will just fall into place back there. We'll rotate the arms like that. There we go. Perfect. We'll see if we can do the same on both sides. There we go. You could have left the antenna array on in cab mode, but if you didn't, we'll plug that on like that, and there you go. There's his head. And we'll give him his gun while we're at it too. Ultra Magnus is quite a bit like Doug Dimmadome, with his shoulder spires constantly out of frame. They're just way too tall to capture in this dimension. Or you could look up just a bit, but we won't be doing that. We'll be focusing right here where he is. So for articulation, there's not a lot. His head can point up and side to side. The arms, he has an elbow, and that elbow has quite a bit of range. Can point his gun pretty much wherever. The shoulders can move a bit, but it's not a very reliable joint because this connection is extremely loose. There's 2 connections in in the shoulder, one lower and one higher, and the higher one is pretty loose, so if you swing it back like that, it just falls down due to gravity. And of course the legs are completely stationary due to the transformation. The extremely Generation 1 accurate transformation, mind you. And that's it. He can just kind of stand around and point at things. And you know what? What else do you need Ultra Magnus to do besides command Autobot City? For size comparisons, here he is next to his fallen leader Optimus Prime, so as you can see, comparatively quite large. Here he is next to Generation 1 Ultra Magnus, so as you can see, comparatively quite small. And lastly, with a minifigure. So, this has been your look at my LEGO Transformers Ultra Magnus. Remember, kids, kill your heroes. We can always build more.